We have some breaking news from the UK. Actor Kevin Spacey was just cleared of all charges in a London trial. He was facing 9 charges relating to allegations of sexual assault by 4 separate men going back 2 decades. A jury just found him not guilty on all of those charges. NBC's Ali Arouzi joins us outside court in London. Ali, what do we know about the jury's decision?
That's right. Well, they found him not guilty after a month-long trial. The jury deliberated for 12 and a half hours, and they just reached a majority verdict of 10-2. So 10 of them found that Kevin Spacey was not guilty. He stood in the glass dock of the courtroom for a decision that could have had an enormous impact on his life. And he heard the verdict of not guilty read out 9 times for varying charges, from indecent assault and sexual assault to the more serious charges of causing somebody to engage in penetrative sex without their consent. And he was found guilty on all of those charges. Kevin Spacey appeared emotional when those charges were read out, but found not guilty. I'm sorry. He looked very emotional when those not guilty charges were read out. He started crying when he came out of the dock. He hugged his manager, he hugged his legal team, he thanked the court staff, and he still looked very emotional while he was doing that. And just to give a bit of a recap of what the defense had said in Kevin Spacey's defense, was their argument was that 3 of the complainants had simply made up the allegations against Kevin Spacey, and Kevin Spacey's attorney said that we'll never know why they made up those allegations. It'll only be known to them. He said the 4th complainant was intoxicated that he made these allegations, and that's why the jury ultimately believed Kevin Spacey and not the complainants. And he also had some very high-profile people giving defense on his behalf. Elton John and his husband David Furnish had given evidence that Kevin Spacey hadn't been at a party where one of his complainants had alleged that Kevin Spacey had groped him on the way to that party. Jack Lemmon's son, Chris Lemmon, had also given evidence at this court. Kevin Spacey had been in that film with Jack Lemmon, Glengarry Glen Ross, and Jack Lemmon's son was here saying that Kevin Spacey was a very stand-up, decent character. So ultimately, the jury believed Kevin Spacey and the people that gave evidence on his behalf, and not the complainants. And you'll have also realized, Anna, we haven't mentioned any of the names of the complainants, and that's why, because in this country they're entitled to anonymity for life. So if the media or any other members of the public were to mention them, that would be a criminal offense. So we'll never know who the complainants were because they have anonymity. But for Kevin Spacey, I think that's not very important now. He's made it very clear that he wants to get on with his career. He said before this trial that he expected to be exonerated and then embark again on his career. But, you know, this has been an extremely high-profile trial. There have been a lot of opinions about this, and, you know, it's going to be difficult nonetheless for him going forward with all of this that has happened.
We will obviously continue to monitor what's next. Ali Arouzi, thank you very much. Again, the breaking news out of London: Kevin Spacey found not guilty on all charges.